Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all of my baggage droppers around the world, welcome to another episode of the Drop Your Baggage Update with my man Brandon of Oshodin that have been on the Drop Your Baggage podcast before to release Hurt and Disappointment, and he did a phenomenal job. I remember, Brian, your reaction was the best because you asked the question. You were like, does this last forever? I was like, yep. So we're gonna check to see if it lasts forever. So, man, please tell us how you been, man. We talked before, but tell us how you been.
Yeah, man, it's been absolutely incredible. And listen, it did last. It's still lasting. It's funny because I ran into a similar situation to the one that I actually wanted to drop, and I didn't have the emotional energy behind it, and so I was able to. I always have difficult conversations, but it's typically it's like a lot of like behind it. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to like keep myself even. You know what I mean? So I can be professional in it. But this time it was very easy for me to go into it without any, not just I guess you named your show correctly because without any baggage, it wasn't any. Oh, this reminds me of this situation when I went into it. And so I was able to go into it with open energy and really listen and understand that we had just a miscommunication. I was mishearing what they were saying to me, and they were mishearing what I was saying to them. And there's a lot of cultural differences. And so it was beautiful, you know what I mean? Like how we were able to move forward together. And it's just a whole experience. So yeah, it's really cool because I meditate all the time. But when we did that specific meditation, going back and looking at situations now from an adult mind, and expanded consciousness, new experiences, and looking at those situations, it was very helpful. Even to different things outside of what we talked about. I look at a lot of things now where I do feel, some type of, I wouldn't say negative energy, but, disharmony in my body about something. I'm like, I wonder where this is actually, you know what I mean? Like, see if I could kind of like follow the trail back and look at it like, hey, man, it's not like that.
That's so cool.
Yeah, man, it's beautiful, though. Thank you.
Oh, of course, man. So you find yourself being a bit more self-aware.
Most definitely. Most
Yeah.
definitely. I'm more self-aware because of that meditation, but also just, it's not like, I don't have that pain body still. Some stuff would touch the pain body. Some stuff would be like, that reminds me of this. So it's like, there's nothing that's really like riling me up that I have to address. When I address the situation, I'm addressing just that situation, not that and all these other times. They got nothing to do with the person.
It's like I remember this because Troy said, like, who is Troy? But that's so cool. So it's kind of like what I found is that when you change your perspective upon what happened in the past subconsciously, even when you do refer back to it, it's a place where you look through that, or you look through the lens of empathy and compassion, forgiveness,
Yes.
acceptance, and empowerment. So like you can refer back to that as like, oh, they were just doing the best that they could with the resources and consciousness that they had, or hurt people and things like that had nothing to do with me. So even when you do refer back to that, you can apply it to this like same thing. So when you see the miscommunication, be like, oh, this happened before.
Yeah, exactly. It's just free. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. It's like way more bandwidth. It's not like there's no need for protection. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you find yourself okay, so before you were talking about being hesitant with new up and comers in the company and your team, and kind of like being hesitant to give them all the trade secrets and everything. How's that been nowadays with your team?
Yeah, not even really like the trade secrets, but like, it's just an investment of
Yeah.
time and energy, whatever it is. Just talking, but if we just sitting and talking about anything, it's like an investment. And then like if I chose to invest this time where I could be spending with my family doing anything else, and then it turns out to be another situation, that's really it. It's like, man, so I'm gonna pour in, pour in, pour in for the same situation. It's been easy. You know what else too? Again, when I said more bandwidth, it's like also understanding that I may pour in. It's not like, oh, that's not gonna happen. That's not my thoughts. I could definitely pour in and it'd be the same situation. But it's like I realize like it always comes back though. Maybe not through this person, but it always comes back somehow. So it's like give freely. Again, I was trying to protect myself from pouring into somebody who wasn't gonna be able to reciprocate it, understand it, value it. Now it's like it doesn't matter if you don't value it or not. I'm putting a good energy out, it's coming back, regardless.
That is so powerful because the law of circulation is gonna get you back, like pay you back no matter what. Like that's the reciprocation that's gonna have.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like it's way more freeing because I don't need to. There's no need for a guard. It's the laws are the laws, whether it comes through here or whatever the case may be. Again, that's all you know. But the law is the law, so it's coming back.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, like cash it in. You can count on it. Right. What do you see like? Okay, so now it's been about a month since we worked together. What do you see like? Let's go back one more thing though. Do you ever see so you say you find yourself looking for the root cause of things when you like feel it in your body and you're more self-aware of your negative emotions. Have you gone back to root causes of things and been like, oh, that's where that came from?
Yeah. I think, one of the benefits of doing it with you is like, just that whole process and the preparation up into it. It was I would say it was much easier to be guided back into that, that place. A lot of times I'm doing it, it's like on a quick, like thinking about it and like more so just like, I feel something coming up. Let me not judge it.
Yeah.
Let me not, you know what I mean? Let me not respond exactly to this because this isn't what's in front of me. This is something that's like way behind. And it's like a mental check, like, okay, that's something I need to look at. This is cool. This is something else. Move on through this situation with we'll come back and see, where it is. But I haven't gone and done the deep work that needs to be done for sure.
Yeah, bro. It's the second time now you make me want to tear up, dog. That's real talk. Because like that's a blessing, man, to like be aware, like, man, this isn't what's going on right now. This is something within me. And you can soul search and like, you can ask the creator, hey, guide me into this healing. Or you can just look at a person with more compassion and empathy and like another law, love others like you love yourself. You know what I mean? Like you can love yourself more, be compassionate with yourself, say, hey, I know I'm feeling something right now and it's not what's going on, in this world right now, but what happened in the past. And therefore you can give more love to others. Like it's just me. It's me, not you.
Yeah. Because it's really just me being expressed as you.
Yes. Amen. Like a reflection,
Everybody's just a reflection. Our whole world is, we see through our beliefs, not through our eyes. So it's like, how could it be? You know what I mean? This is the role I assign to you. This isn't who you are. This is the role that I assign to you. Because people are so multidimensional anyway. It'd be this, So yeah, man, just way more. And it's beautiful because these are things, how it's something like, oh yeah, I know that. But it's different between knowing it and experiencing it. You know what I mean? There's a difference between like, I know that and like, I have a tool or I have something that's like, oh, wait, let me back up. Like, okay, I can actually apply what I know now versus just I know and that. I know it, I don't really help you. It's just like, man, I know. It's like when you eat, you overeat, it's like, man, I know I shouldn't be. It's like, that don't really help you. It really hurts you. Now you're guilty. At least you didn't know that. You just enjoy it all the way.
Yeah, exactly. Ignorance is bliss in that matter.
Yeah, exactly. So it's better to know and be like, yeah, there's a way, there's a route. And that's what I'm saying. It's just like but everything's been going really well. You know what I mean? It's like things come up, they get squashed immediately.
Yeah.
Not squashed as in suppressed, but like it's a way to really take the intensity out of the situation. You know what I mean? Take the energy out, take the momentum out of all the things that are happening. It's like, this is how I'm looking at it. This is not even necessarily what it means. I don't know what it means. I don't. I'm just be open to the situations. Again, best way I can say it is like without being so guarded, because
Yeah.
I don't really feel the need for protection anymore against what.
Yeah. It's like having that, that just being ready. Like
Yeah,
just say the wrong thing. You say the wrong thing. But
yeah,
without that, it's definitely an openness and a peace. I feel like that's what more than anything, I just feel a peace of mind. Like knowing
yeah,
that nobody's out to get me
hmm,
necessarily. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like nobody is out there trying to do anything malicious that, and also if somebody is like hating or something like that, it's only a reflection of them. I don't have to carry on their baggage as well.
That's it. That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Is like it doesn't matter. It's like it's funny because I can even look back on situations like um I don't know if things were intentional or unintentional,
Mm-hmm.
and that used to bother me for a while. I'm trying to figure it out. Like, am I tripping? Are you tripping? But in reality, it don't even matter. It literally
Nah,
doesn't matter.
no.
You know what I mean? So it's like all that stuff that's like unresolved, like never got any closure. It's like I got closure. It doesn't matter. That's my closure because it's like the law is the law,
Yeah.
sowing and reaping. And
Mm-hmm.
so let me make sure that I'm keeping my energy good. And how could I possibly keep my energy good if I'm holding on to this? You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? I couldn't possibly be giving the best energy if this is a part of my energetic field. If this is part of my consciousness, I'm not really sowing all that I could.
Right.
So in reality, I'm truly only hurting myself and I'm only giving out hurt energy. So it's only a cycle that I'm in. It's like again, a reflection of me. So that's why I'm like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Nothing is that important. You know what I mean? It's only important to me right here in the moment. But if I look at the larger scheme of things, if I just look at the law, it's like it doesn't matter what was meant or what's not going to be meant. The Bible also says like
Mhm.
thousand may fall at my right, some thousand fall at my left, but none shall fall upon me, like type thing. Where it's like it doesn't matter all these things that could be look like it's trying to. All that is just a distraction of
Yeah.
the ego. The
Hmm.
steps of the righteous are ordered. So let me keep, and righteousness is right consciousness. So again, it's just like let me just keep in alignment. Again, you told me about the prayer of Jabez. That's it, man. That was major. You know what I mean? That was major. It's like it's that alignment.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. And the more that you drop your baggage and those things of the past that are within that subconscious, the more you can be in alignment.
Exactly. For sure. That's the thing is like you want to be in alignment, but again, it's like that knowing thing. It's like I should be in alignment right now. Now I shouldn't even be thinking. It's like that don't really help.
No.
You got to do that thing. Like you got to
Yeah.
let go. Like now I should let this go. That's not going to help you to know that you should let it go.
But that's the thing. Like this I love this technique and I devoted my life to this technique because it's such an easy way to let go. There's not a lot of strategies that are talked about out there. There's art therapy that's amazing, it's CBT and cognitive behavioral therapy, and there's different modalities, but to be so quick,
Yeah,
and for it to work I have multiple breakthroughs with this memory and that memory and that memory, which means you're getting rid of this trigger and that trigger and that trigger. It's just so profound, the effects of it and how it lasts forever.
yeah, yeah,
I love this stuff so much, dog. I love
yeah.
it.
No, it's amazing. Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you again for showing up for your divine appointment. I know I slid into your DMs and and I
It's
asked you to be on the.
it's divine time, and it was a blessing. You know what I mean? Just the relationship in general. It's always good energy when we connect. But like I said, it's been it's you know what it's just like a very subtle shift
Mhm.
in just like the edges of the corners of life is not so sharp. You know what I mean? It's just kind of
Mhm.
like I mean, truly like it's it's funny, man. That's what I always talk about. Tell people inner peace is outer abundance. Like inner
Mm.
peace is the abundance.
Yeah.
All of these things, just like how we see all the things that we think are negative or some type of reflection, all the positive things are a reflection of what's going on within also. So it's
Yes.
just like to have that gone is just like, like as we talk, I see these leaves falling in the background. It's just like you just know you got more bandwidth to just notice the moment
Mm.
versus like man, I got to get to this for me to be happy. Like, it's just like, man, chilling.
It's an inner peace, an inner
Mhm.
peace, and that more of detachment. I think it was the Buddhists that talk about the detachment is that when you're a step closer to enlightenment. You
Yeah.
know, so that a detachment from the past, that detachment from things, that detachment from that ego
Yep.
is more that you can become more enlightened. I
Yeah.
don't. Now, I'm not saying that I've been enlightened, more enlightened than anybody else, but I'm saying that the more that you drop your baggage, the more that you can stay present instead of in the past.
Hmm.
Yeah, and that's where peace is. That's where joy can be found, and when you give that gratitude for the now, like you said, with the energy put in, like being put out there, you attract it back. You're just gonna get more things that you can be grateful for. It's just
Absolutely.
the law, man. I totally agree with everything you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even like even like they said like the most breakthroughs come on the highway or a shower. It's just like the moments where you just like it just feels like that more often. You know what I mean?
Mm,
It just feels
wow.
like that more often. So that's what I would say to anybody. Is like that's the blessing.
Yes.
That's the blessing. It takes a strong memory to remember now.
Mm. Oof.
We remember the past really hard and think about the future, but like the strongest memories can remember to be present now. That's why we have these breath work classes to
Yeah.
remember to breathe now.
No,
Like
right.
everywhere, but I forgot to be here. I forgot where I'm at. Like you got to remember now.
Man, I
That's,
give you definitely give you the award for most bars on the Drop Your Baggage podcast. It has been like 10 minutes. Hey, once again, thank you so much for showing up for your divine appointment. I truly, truly appreciate it with all my heart and soul. Thank you for the inspiration. Just thank you for everything that you give to everyone in this like world community. You feel me?
I appreciate you, man. For real. Ditto. Like, just to be able to do a podcast and be able to pull so much energy out of somebody, or how should I say it? Not pull out. A word. It's so funny. It's not funny. This is how life works. But I was randomly thinking about this word today. Reclamation. Like
Mm,
I love that word. I
mm,
first heard it from Paul Selig. He has his book. He has a bunch of books, but I was reading one of his latest books. So the name of it
mm-hmm,
slips my mind right now.
mm-hmm,
Um, I think it's called Freedom, but it talks about reclamation, and rearticulation, and just
mm,
like what I mean, like these situations at a higher frequency. You know what I mean? Like
mm.
if you look at the lead of a pencil, it's the same exact chemical compound as a diamond. It's the same
Mm.
things, but they're just in a different order. It's a
Yeah.
different different frequency. Rearrange those atoms, and pencil lead is so soft you can make it into like a lotion. It's like an oil. You know what I mean? You can write with it, where a diamond is the hardest substance known to man, and it's the same thing. It's a
Wow.
rearticulation, and so like that's what you do is it's rearticulation, reclamation. I think that's very powerful to be able to do in an hour, because that's like a whole life though. And I got kids. You know what I mean? So like just imagine now the energy in the household, and then they're gonna have kids. Like that's incredible. You know what I mean? Like that's a gift.
The generational curse, or just the like earlier like energy that they felt, is now it's like, oh, something's different.
Hmm.
It's lighter, and for them not to carry that around, because generational baggage is real. You know what I
Yeah, yeah.
mean? Like
Oh yeah.
those wounds that my grandmother carried, now my mom carried, and then I carried. Living in the hood in Cincinnati, and just knowing the plight of what our family went through,
Hmm.
um to get rid of that, and to see my grandmother as a woman and not as Nana, to see
Yeah,
my
yeah,
mother as a woman and not just my mother, to have this
yeah.
pedestal kind of knocked off and see them as beautiful spirits,
Hmm.
and to like my relationship with my mother has gotten so much better,
That's dope.
so much better, just because I see her, and she's gone through this process as well, and she's always like releasing things left and right, so she sees me in a different light. She's
Hmm.
like, it's an energy around us that's filled with so much joy, and it's filled with a lot of happiness and understanding, empathy now more than ever, because I was just her son before, but now she also sees me as a divine spirit too. It's a yeah, there's definitely a shift that goes on, even though people can't see it, they can definitely feel it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely. That's what
Yeah.
it's all about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's what you feel. I posted that the other day, you know, the truth by the way that it feels. And that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah, man. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it.
Of course, man. Of course, dog. And I'm gonna talk to the audience real quick. Thank you so much also for your attention and your support and your love. I love you guys with all my heart and soul. Thank you so much for riding with me. Please consider hitting the like and subscribe button if you're on YouTube or Facebook, and if you're on a podcast platform, give a brother 5 stars and a little feedback. Until the next time, you guys, this is the podcast where we talk to people that are dope, that can give you hope and show you a technique that can help you cope. Take care of yourself and take care of one another. Peace.
That's intentions.